In this ASMR one card pull video, I have pulled a card from the Gentle Tarot, and so let's go ahead and see what we have today. Ooh, the Fool. One of the ones recently was also the World in this deck, so it's kind of a nice circle. So let's go to the Fool and the guidebook, and I'm using her larger guidebook for these readings. The Fool. I am bound for newness. I swim past the threshold into the unknown, with energy sparked by the infinite divine within and without. I am the juvenile little salmon fish, letting my body drift perfectly downstream towards the big unknown. I surrender to the magnetic pull that leads my 5-inch fish body towards the sea. I'm unaware of the many obstacles before me. I do not fear. I control my destiny. Here is the start of a journey. There is one direction, and that is your direction. The baby salmon does not hesitate. In the same way that their DNA guides their life, following your life path is also in yours. Now is the time to be in the moment, to be fearless, to change paths, to be spontaneous, to trust. Uninhibited, you follow your heart's desires. The entire universe supports your every move. Upright, if you were to close your eyes, drop all expectations and preconceived notions of what life should be, and to allow yourself to envision your perfect life, what would that look like? Can you feel the pull? Can you feel how close it really is? All it takes is the first step and a little bit of trust to break the barrier in our minds. Just like this baby salmon's, your gifts and your unique path are truth. Reversed. Am I open to change? Am I creating opportunities for change where they are needed? Am I lacking faith in my step? What inside of me calls for love to remember my self-worth? If there are pulls buried deep within me, I deserve to listen. What are they? How can I take a first step and embrace the opportunity of the present moment? Art symbolism. Wild salmon often run, make their way from the ocean up to their river and into their lakes, and sink with the high tide. The highest tide can often be in the middle of the night. Our Fool card depicts such a night. Cosmos above are also in the water below to parallel the magic and cosmic trust of the two. The adult sockeye salmon swims upstream towards the lake where they will spawn and shortly after die. The baby salmon, or smolt, is looking downstream with bright eyes. These smolts spend days swimming in small schools or alone, familiarizing themselves with the current of the river. They appear tempted to swim towards the salty sea. I have watched them take the time that they need, and I have watched them make the final decision and go, disappearing into the river's blue-green currents. Witnessing what adult salmon endure on their way home to spawn spurs deep emotions of compassion and joy, mixed in with a little bit of sadness too. I know of the seals, birds, the fishing boats, hooks, and bears, while the little baby salmon might not. At least they don't appear to be aware or care about the dangers. Their lively energy, which totally matches their shiny silver scales, is exuberant and ready for anything. The Fool, exactly. If you are fortunate to see them in person, you will know the joy. For me, the joy also comes from knowing that the species is still producing healthy young. Temperature rise and acidification of the oceans does not help these ancestors. Some salmon species have been on the planet since the time of dinosaurs. They all hold a very dear place in my heart. I thank them for inspiring us with their willpower and their sacrifice to feed so many other species and ecosystems. Deep down, I believe even the baby salmon know what sacrifices lie ahead. And still, they dance into it and take the plunge in total union with their destiny. Similarly, our human condition requires challenges and pain, but we are not alone. These wounds are shared among all of us, and I hope we can see the rainbow and infinite cosmic love available to us, and know that we are supported in our steps, leaps, and bounds. So much love to you, little baby salmon. So a few things that jump out at me. One, the image. I love the little face. It's very cute. And I love that you really can see them sort of swimming in different directions below. let us keep pace. 2, I recently read a card on here where I was talking about my intuition used to be very powerful when I was younger, my ability to listen to it. And as I got older, not, and this card really reminded me of why that probably is beyond what I oftentimes think of as like it's hard to tell the difference as you get older, or if you have anxiety issues, between things like anxiety and intuition. But it also reminded me of it can be easier when you're younger because there's just not as much going on. It's quiet. It's quieter, which is probably why reading tarot, reading oracle for me can really connect me back to intuition, because it brings me back to a quiet but creative space, really walking into like a whole other world, which to me is different than something like sitting outside or, you know, other forms of, I guess, what you'd call meditation. Maybe that's not true, I don't know, but it definitely feels true. So that's what pops into my mind is, you know, some of that's just learning as an adult what avenues can lead you back to being able to listen to your intuition if you've lost that ability to hear it well. For me, it's this. For someone else, it's something else, perhaps. That jumped out at me, and I feel like there was something else. Oh, it was about envisioning your perfect life. It's funny because people will ask that, and I never know what to say. Like, I never know what that would be. You know? I really don't. And I could, you know, speculate on why that is, but I always feel kind of bad when I read that, because I feel like I'm like, am I supposed to know? And I don't, part of me is like, no, but part of me is like, yeah, and it's like, well, why can't you? So, I don't know. If anybody has struggled with that question, has insights they want to share, I'd love to hear it. And as always, I'd just love to hear if you have any thoughts or feelings about the card today, and I hope to see you again soon.